Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Slow Stitching. So Saturday, this is where I get to update everybody on my sewing. We might do a little of this and that together because I have a stunning number of projects that are always on the go and I needed a place to be able to focus and actually get something done. At least an hour a week. That's what my commitment is to myself. This is that hour. Okay, so where are we at? So this is an easy update. She says, so I did the first sock, got it done in this colorway, did another colorway, and I'm back to the second sock. So I've just started the green for this. So this is my sock that is underway. So the socks keep going. And this will be another colorway. I found this in my stash. Isn't that yummy? I have no idea what the color will look like. I think part of the excitement of doing mixed colorway knitting is being able to get to the next color and having a certain amount of frisson or joy from getting there. So we have 3 things remaining that I can sort of see off the hop, and that's pretty much what we're going to get to. So hop number 1, still never decomposed this or deconstructed this, so there's all of this sewing that happened. My friend got me some more beads, and it's really these blue ones I think that I'm looking for. Yes, they are. So I want to put those blue beads. So it's these I want, I think. And then she got me some black ones. Not sure why, but thank you very much. And I have some more of these, I think, or a few more, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. So that's one project. Second project is I found one of the 3 embroidery stitch books that I have, and this is the Anchor 100 Embroidery Stitches, 988. I'm going to say that's September 1988. I'm sure they reprint this over and over and over again. Printed in Canada. It's likely my mom's book. In any event, there's a couple of stitches in here I think we can use. And recall last week where I showed you my kilt and I showed you all the trouble that I was having. And I did a whole pile of pinning of this on my my dress form, and shockingly unsatisfied with the results. So I think what I need to do, so I had the idea that I was going to do what this is, which looks like a very large dart, and do it in a couple of spots and just be done. But it looks awful. So I think what I need to do is go through every single one of these and pinch a bit. So that's kind of like just a little bit, like about that much. And then see how that works. So that's one of the things that we need to do. And I'm just going to do that and see how far we get. So that's where I am at. I should probably start this and go that way so that I don't bang into pins all the time. So there is for the first pleat on the top front of a kilt. So this is going to go, if we're sort of standing and we're facing that way, this is the front of the kilt, and the first pleat kind of goes at the hip. And this is an unusual pleat. It's the only one like this because it actually comes like this. Everybody else is a fold over like this, but this one has this sort of additional gapping that allows that ease over the hip. In the event you needed to know that, now you know. See, it just needs to be just a little bit, just a skosh. And maybe that will be better. So this is, it was intended to be my last game of the season. And we are not going to the last game of the season for transit reasons, of all things. Okay, that's on a seam. That's why that's weird. All right. So there's trouble in the transit system, and it will be way too difficult for us to go. So there's other lucky contestants that are going instead, which is super good. So it means that maybe this becomes my playoff, if there's playoffs. There's going to be playoffs, we know. We're just not sure what kind yet. Now, a couple of these already have that gap taken. And I'm not going to do those. What I am going to do, the ones that kind of make up for it. And then I will rehang this on the dress form, and then see how that works. I'm sure it's going to be much better, because even now you can see that there's like a forming that happens. And that's pretty much the whole trick to making outfits, I think, is getting the right size, the right form, all the things. And then if I have this all pinned, then if this is too tight, then I can just be strategic about unpinning this or that. This is another seam, I think. So we're not going to worry about that. Ow. I like that one better. There. Okay. The other thing that I need to think about is this is really, really light. And kilt material is quite often a beautiful, fine wool. Even if it's light wool, it's just got a certain hand to it, a weight, a drape, just a loveliness to it. And this does not have said loveliness. It is polyester, and it's not nice. Doesn't have that hang. And that might be because of this back issue that I have, that we are in the process of fixing, or it is something that I need to do. And that might be, I need to have like a second, like a very light lining or something put onto it. I don't know. So there's that. So that's all we're going to do with that. So we've touched it, so yay us. That'll go on the dress form. So one of the things I can do is probably this one. Let me put you on hold for a second. Found a pin while I was up, so that's fun. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Whew. Came on me all of a sudden. So here is my current tissue. That's not ideal. So this is, don't judge me, my beads. So these I need to pick off. And then this is sequins that was built to that. These are the red ones. These are the black ones. It's a bit of a mess. It'll all be fine. These I got, I think, for a Christmas thing. Here's some more black, little black ones. Okay. put that over there. Is there a needle? Oh, there is. Look at that. Okay, these need an orc jar. My wee little orc jar. Ooh, this is a long piece. Oh, keep that. There. All right. So what are we doing? We are, very sad pants. We are going to undo this. We are going to undo from there over. So I'm going to take off these, I think they're called rocaille. And we will find out how well I have sewn these on, which I'm going to go ahead and say is probably bananas. Oh. 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 So I think what I did to sew these on was I couched them. So like every fourth one, I'm not going to be able to easily remove it. Which is tedious, but it was tedious to sew. And I didn't want it to come apart. So it's not going to, but you know what? I only have a row, which is super great. And I only have to take this one out. And I still want to do something with those. I'm not satisfied with those either, as you are. So I've been thinking about, because that's as far as I've gotten, about the hexies, the hexie tablecloth. I need to hide it because the recipient is going to be here. Or I don't need to hide it. This is the one beauty of having some non-fiber friends, and that is you can have all your fiber stuff out and they have no idea what they're looking at. Whereas if if you are something of an expert, you know exactly. It's like, well, what's that? You know the questions to ask, and you know when you are being put off. It's like, oh, this is nothing. It's like, no, that's not nothing. That is like, you were working really hard, but okay. You go ahead and say it's nothing. I'm trying to think of what else has happened. So this has been a big baseball week. And so a lot of available times, or spare, air quotes, spare time, has been taken up with sporting events. As one of my favorite comedians says, I'm a whole person. When she talks about other things that are not necessarily about her, what she is known mostly for. She goes, look at me, I'm a whole person. So look at me, I'm a whole person. Gee, taking these out is a whole lot faster than putting them in, I tell you. Oh, careful, careful. Ooh. That one is tight. So if I get too far ahead with this, I think there will be tears. Meaning it'll all fall apart. And there'll be beads everywhere, and I would like that not to be the case. So the Toronto Blue Jays, which is my baseball team, or I am the fan thereof, is made the playoffs, woo. But then there are playoff tiers. So if you end up in first place, you don't have to play the first round, which means that you get a rest. You get all these sort of extra little bonuses for finishing first. So we are in the playoffs, but we haven't finished first yet. And it's between the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. And so we are not playing each other, but playing teams. And basically, we need to win, they need to lose. And so they are currently playing now. That is, the Yankees are. And why is this not working? Oh, golly. So if you ever wanted to know if the anchoring that happens works, it does. I will tell you that, because I essentially have done that kind of stitching all along here, and that's why it's sticking out as it's doing. Okay, so let's stop that for the moment. So we've got that picked out, yay us. And I need to pick these out, and I probably should pick all these out as well. But I certainly need to pick the sequins out. Oh, what a pain this is. But like I say, you want to find out how good your sewing is? Go pick it out. It's not necessarily good. It's like, what is your sewing like? You get information. It's neither good nor bad necessarily. Okay, there's one. Woo. Welcome to an episode of paint drying. Well, I'm going to get tired of this fairly soon, so I'm certain that we are going to be doing embroidery in almost no time. Okay, be that way. I think this was when I was still doing it one at a time. So when I first started putting these sequins on, I would do this little patch, tie a knot, do the thing, tie another knot, and be done. And then later on, it occurred to me that it's like, you know what, you can just do more. And that's so they're attached. And more will hopefully come out as a result. See, but so this is my chief complaint with these sequins. I didn't have the, like you can see the gap. I don't want a gap. So we will not have gap. We'll do it again. That's fine. There's another one that's just huge gap in it. So back to baseball. Yankees are playing now. We play in about an hour or so. And me being here means I am not stressing about baseball. I'm just talking about it. There. It's another not great one. These are all sewn in so poorly. And I think what I was doing was, well, I know I was rushing so that I could have it for a game. And so the original purpose is completed, and now I can go ahead. Ooh, golly, that's not great. Just put it there. Put it there for now. And then I can maybe fix it later. Nope. Ye not. Ye not. Do I want to take these out now? Maybe I do. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, we're just going to do it. Fix it in post. Oh, it was the T. Okay. So this is what, there's two styles of uniforms. There is the regular player uniform in a couple of different colors. And then there is something called City Connect, which has been created to connect to the city, thus City Connect, for a bunch of different teams. So each team has their own sort of style and version and color scheme of City Connect, and it is made specifically to reflect the city that they play in. So this is the style for the color scheme for City Connect Toronto. And that kind of weird T is a symbol of Toronto, I guess. Where did there it is. There it is. Oh, and I was so careful with this too. I was better at that beading than I was in the others. There. It's starting to look better, actually, at least to my eyes, taking all of this stuff off. I'm also going to get more blue beads as a result. Come on. Oops. Oh, okay, we're getting a little wild with the beads here. I just dropped one. I'll find it shortly. Okay, so I think we get the general idea of what I'm going to do. I might do this in the rest of the game, depending on how stressful it is. The game, not this. Yeah, and then it can be restored back to what it is. And then I think it will look better if it's just this blue. Or maybe I do like a combination of the blue, red, and black as it around. Okay, so we've got that project. We are started the pick out mode. I needed to start that. So we're good there. Whoops, careful. We are not so good that we can just put that on an angle. We do need to put these back in here. Probably an easier way to do this. I don't know what that is at the moment, so we're going to do it this way. Way back in the before times, pre-pandemic, and by pre-pandemic I mean literally as the world was shutting down, a friend of mine and I were in transit. We were traveling when the world shut down. Do not recommend. And one of the things that we were going to do was take a gold working class. And I still want to take that class. So I maybe should look on the internet and see what is available for at least showing you what the techniques are. I think there was a very famous, and I think I've mentioned it before, embroidery school in London, like the National Embroidery Academy or some posh name. And the person who was teaching the goldwork class was a graduate of said posh location. I'm going to say I'm not going to need those, so I'm going to put these away. I can always get them back out if I do. That just gives me more space in my little drawers. There we are. Ah, phooey. Oops, that was a bead, I think. Yep, so there's going to be 2 beads that fall to the ground. Okay. There are defo beads in there. The observant eye will notice that there's cat hair, because that is ubiquitous. And I feel like every good needleworker, or I shouldn't say every good, because it suggests that if you don't have a cat, you aren't a good needleworker, and that is absolutely not true. But there are needleworkers that have cats who always try to help. There we are. Okay, now I think we are kind of arranged again. There's something that's a bit neater. Ow. And less subject to accidental chaos. Now let's get to what I would call the good stuff. The good stuff for the moment. Oh, here are both my beads. See, I told you. It's a red one and a blue one. Oh, and the other thing that I want to do is the spool. The spool is the other thing. Hang on. So K3N, always a source of infinite inspiration and ideas, undid her spool. She was on a retreat. Everybody created little squares for everybody else, and so everybody had a big old swap, and then you had like 10 or 12 squares to be able to put together. In any event, I was having difficulty understanding how this spool was going to attach, and she undid hers and then was able to show how it went, and she basically did that, and she sewed a line, which helpful. So thank you. Always watching for inspiration and learning, K3N. Always. Love you to pieces. Okay, so let's take some of this out. Oot. So I think we left where I wanted to do some pink. Pink was my thought. These pinks in particular, and maybe the light ones, or I could go for those. It doesn't matter. Let's have a look at the stitches that I thought were kind of fun. So, flat stitches. So this one, it's kind of like a fishbone leafy kind of thing. That was one thought. That would have been a thought for the leaves. So there was that. Romanian. So that's really an interesting way to spell Romanian. What I would consider interesting way to spell Romanian. There's a U, and I would spell it R-O, Romanian. Ooh, eyelet holes. That's fun. Focus, 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 focus. Where is it? These, the chains and the daisy chains, all of the chains. Yeah, those knotted. I don't want knotted. So somebody, somewhere, like this, a heavy chain. It's like it's stacked, and there was another one that was like you do this, and then you do one inside it, and then one inside it, and then one inside it. Ooh, and this twisted chain looks interesting. That's a very stem-like kind of stitch. So if we made any decisions, I'm going to say absolutely not, except to say we need to do some lazy daisies or chain stitch. I call daisy stitch, yeah. There. Wow. We are going to cover less than maybe a square half inch, if that. What color am I using? I'm using that color. Oh, I got the wrong color threaded. Yeah, wash on, we'll do that. We'll see how it works. Because some of it's got to be daisied up. And if it's no good, we'll, per usual, we'll pick it out. Okay. So there's one. I'm going to do the same thing-ish, a little bit smaller, and on the inside. Ooh, okay. That's not awful. And I'm just going to make a little dash mark. Okay, let's try one over here. Half the trick is not to pull it too hard, which I've probably just done. I was over at my neighbor's place, and they had kids over, and they all went out to McDonald's for lunch, and I can hear them all on the lawn outside yelling to beat the band, and it's like we both knew. So that's what that looks like. Hang on, just can you see that? Is that a good light? You can't see that. It's not very good. Quit moving it. It's not bad. It has a nice shape to it. And it's different. Okay. Should we try a big honkin' one? Let's do a threefer. Anyways, the kids are all back. They went out to McDonald's. They're full of sugar. And I can hear them all screaming. Woohoo! And better they do it outside than inside. I wonder what would happen if you did this. Okay, so we are doing the chain and then a chain inside the chain. I'm going to see, hey, let's get a piece of paper because you can't follow what I am sketching with my finger. Let's try this. So currently I am doing that, and then I'm doing that, and then I'm doing a little stitch. And so I did another one like that, that, and that. So just occurred to me that I'm going to do that, and I could technically just do a tight overlap. Oh. See what happened there. What happens there? We will find out. Okay, not bad. I still need to fill in that one though. Oh, I nearly sat on Gracie the other day. That was a fun thing that happened. She has her morning spots that she always goes to. I thought she was in one of those spots, and I didn't realize that she was going to sit in the spot that I usually sit in. And I just plunked down, and it's like, wow! I didn't get her, but she was most annoyed? No, not annoyed. What's a better word for what cats are? Well, she was that anyways. Looking at me like, what are you doing here? And I'm looking at her the same way. Well, what are you doing here? So we both decided that she would stay where she was and I would be a little bit careful in the future. Okay, there. I think I want to try something different. Ooh, ooh, that's fun. That's joining two separate pieces together. That's neat. All right, squirrel. Drawn fabric, nope. Canvas embroidery, nope. Overcast bars, interesting, but nope. Ooh, spiderweb filling, that would be neat. Ooh, this weaving. Ooh, Maltese cross. Ooh, this Jacobean couching. Well, this sounds really, seating, that's kind of ish what I've been doing. That looks really interesting, but it's maybe above my training level. This looks interesting. Wheat ear. Let's try that one. It's kind of lazy daisy-ish. So it says work 2 straight stitches at A and B. So A and B. So you go boop and boop. Then you go C and you go all the way around. And so you come up, then you go down, and then you go and pass needle under straight stitches without entering the fabric. Insert the needle at C and bring it through at D. So we're going to go A, B, C, D, E, and keep going like that. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Because I think I'm over that. So let's stop this now. Who was I watching? I was watching somebody on YouTube. It was I think it was a Japanese slow stitcher. I think she was doing some hand quilting. And her stitches were beautiful and fine. And when I tie something off, I tie it, I might tie it again, I might tie it like 7 times because you never know if there's going to be a hurricane. And she just took the thread, tied it once, cut it, and moved on all of the time. And I thought, wow, look at you and your confidence. I should have such things. Now, which way is this going to go? So we're going to go down this way. So let's try that. Okay, so we're going to go 1, and then we can make a little space like that. We've got 2. It's okay that we can bang into that. Okay, 2. And then 3. going to come up through here, right, got it. And then we're going to go under both of those stitches. Yip, yip. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad. We're going to do that. Yep, 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 yep. And we're going to do another one. Yeah, these would be all right. I like this one. So that's one. I had to pick one of the 3 books because looking at 3 books at the same time was just way too overwhelming. I don't think I got enough of that second branch. No, it's a teeny stitch. That's okay. Well, sort it out. Here we are. Okay. So, first one, down like that. Got it. Second one. Down. Through those 2 straight ones. Okay, got it. Pop her back down. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to do an extra stitch because I can. One. Two. One of the interesting things about the stitches, so there's a couple of people on the internet that are always doing stitch studies. And so it's not just the sampler of we're going to do all of these various stitches and then be done. It's an exploration of, okay, we're going to do this stitch and then we're going to vary as many things as we can. Widen it, lengthen it, contract it, duplicate it, stack it on top of each other, do all of the different things. And it's fabulous to see how much variation you can get out of the simplest stitches. There. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, you probably can't because I'm doing the color of the thread on top of the color of the material. You can't see that really. At least I can't see it. Well, maybe you can. Just all through there. But it's a keeper. I like that. I think doing that through here might be fun for a couple of the colors. Maybe through here. I don't know. Maybe, here's the thing. We can sort of take that one, and then I get another book, and then I pick some, pardon me, I pick something out of the next book. So let's, how are we, we got a couple more. I need to do one up here. Yeah. I'm going to call it, and so one more. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to overlap. So I have basically created that unit. That 2 strikes there, and then that loop as a single unit. And like seed stitches or running stitches, I am just sort of placing them wherever and not creating this chain effect that they're showing here. Some decent texture. Okay, here we are. And I'm going to do that. And maybe one more, just because I'm going to add that. There. Just a rando. Oh, I want to do a second knot so bad. Ugh. There. Oops. Oh, we're not going to use it anyways. It's fine. Okay. So, what did we accomplish today? That. Woo. Practically done. No, we're getting there. We are getting there. That does look decent though. It looks visually different than this and that, which is essentially what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's put this all away. Do that. This, that, these, those. So what did I say? I was going to get another book. I'm going to play with that for next week. Oh, yes, so I have these. What's in the box? Well, I don't know. I gotta get it open first. Oh, my stars. There. Come on, you do it. Shishma mirrors. I don't want to put it on that embroidery that I've just done, but I want to be able to try one of those. So that's something else that we can do for next week. Oh, I went to all the bother of making a fiber journal tracking thing, and I don't know where it is, and this should go on it. It's a very light mirror, and there's a whole method to being able to attach those, which I want to learn how to do. So there's that. I'm going to put that on top of there so I don't forget. This. So what do I need to do? First thing I need to do is iron this. I still haven't ironed it. And I'm going to get rid of this tab. Am I? Is that the way it goes? I don't know how you do that. And then, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Like, I want to have it almost stuck so that it actually, I know we're not wrapping plaster around casts or anything, but that's the way it's supposed to go. Maybe it happens just naturally. Maybe it's just like a light touch. Sorry, didn't mean to laugh. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Like, I kind of want, like, before she showed, is like, basically you just do this and you thread it and you do not overthink it like I am currently doing immensely. I was thinking of buttons and this and that, and how do you get it so that it's detachable and you could take it off if you wanted. Hoy! It just, I think what she did was she just took a little and just like it's fine. And then when you want to wrap it, you just wrap it because it just happens that way. Maybe you wrap it afterwards. That's probably a better idea because that's going to be annoying. Maybe that's what I do. Okay, so we'll do that afterwards. How long do I want to make this? What do we think? 2 feet? 3 feet? Let's do. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Just cut it. Okay, so I'm not going to do something with all of this first go round. So I have a 3-foot piece of cloth now. I have this, which is kind of endy bendy. I got to start at one end, go to the other. I will be able to see the end as it approaches, so I'll be able to do something about it. And all I will need to do then is press this and then start sewing. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So projects underway that I need to sort out for next week for sure. Kilt. Second book of embroidery to see if I can find another stitch. This, which is important, and knitting. So that's my plan for the week. So that's all for now. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.